I'm sorry, Thomas. I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
Yeah.
What do I get if I do?
Thomas is a pain in the patella.
I'm not.
Okay, no, hold on. I don't care if this is 30 seconds. I need the fans to know what I've just gone through.
Okay.
So Thomas comes in earlier.
Yes.
I say, listen, I want to do like a blurb with you. I want to talk.
Okay, yes.
And he's like, all right, that's great. Goes downstairs. He comes back up. He starts telling me about this special secret project he has going.
Yeah.
Which we can't talk about.
All right.
But it's awesome. So I'm like, we should be recording this. He's like, I can't record it. It's super secret special. And so but then he starts talking about other stuff. I'm like, we should be recording that. He's like, oh, but I can't. I got to get back downstairs. Go ahead.
I'm saying it on camera. You're going to put it up on
2
YouTube.
minutes.
I'm going to make a how to magnetize a Land Raider for all 3 variants that you can buy off the regular.
Thomas is too good for my channel now.
That's not true at all. I'm putting this on your channel. This is going on your channel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you.
So this is going on the BTP channel later, probably sometime tonight, depending on time's weird.
Right.
You're never going to know when he puts this up whether or not that's the same night.
It'll happen.
Anyway, he knows that I'm promising him that I'm going to go home tonight, do it, and put it up.
Just do it.
And you're gonna
don't fool around.
You're gonna have a cool video on how to magnetize a Land Raider triple.
Okay.
And we
Land Raider triple. That's awesome.
Yes, when we say Land Raider triple,
be sure to mention
we mean
what to buy.
You get a Land Raider Crusader, a Land Raider Redeemer, or the regular Land Raider, which are the 3 basic kits that it come with from GW.
It's a good.
And how to magnetize that.
Right. But you were talking about kind of the state of the game.
Yes, I was talking about the state of the game. I'm not a huge fan of the way the game's going. I don't like what they're doing. 40K is not. It's not even a very fun game with Paul stomping at the end of the room.
Paul.
He wants to play his game of War Machine. I put him off for a while. Where are you guys going?
To the gas station or something?
Will you buy me a drink?
Sure.
What do you want?
Please take my money. Will you buy me a Mountain Dew?
Small, large.
Here, give me the card.
All right. So what I was talking about off camera, thank you, Sean. What I was talking about off camera was the state of the game and what I don't like about it. I think that it's
awesome.
You give him a bunch of cash.
Yeah, I did.
You give Bill full.
I don't even know how much. I just kind of pulled like this wad out and I went. Like in a taxi in a foreign country. Please, I trust you.
Was it the wet bill that's been in your pocket?
No, it was actually just 4 ones.
Okay, all right. We were talking about the state of the game and how some people don't mind the idea that you have from one community of gamers to the next, and there is a point to being said about that. Most players' communities are only like 10 players. You know, it's almost kind of like it's a small percentage of the larger crowd that plays with a larger than on average 10 players in the game. Beyond that problem for me, and the reason that's a problem for me is that if I were to try and play a game with you versus a local game store versus a store that might be 20 or 30.
We're talking about the tenor of the game.
Right. It's a different
play
game.
Against Dave.
Yes.
It's to the death.
Yeah.
You play against me, it's just for fun.
Right. And that's not necessarily, I'm not necessarily have a problem so much with that, is with the way that the rules are interpreted differently because of that.
Right.
And the fact that it's the Games
many
Workshop
rules out there.
Well, they've gone from being we're a gaming company about this game, which some people, you talk to some guys, they argue, oh, they've always been a miniature company. It's like, well, maybe they've always said they were a miniature. They wanted to say they were a miniature company, but their name is Games Workshop, for goodness sake.
Right.
Like, I mean, I know that's a facetious argument too, but the point of it is that they have been a gaming company and now they want to become a miniature.
Facetious argument? Okay.
Yeah, a little.
No, go.
We can make all these arguments. Anyway, the point is that I don't like the way that I don't like their model right now. Their model is to do the least that they possibly can to get the most they can. Specious. That's the word.
Yeah, that's right.
You're right.
A facetious argument would be like, well, maybe you're right. Cue over the top idol.
It could
go ahead.
Be a
I'm
bit
sorry.
the same.
Go
no,
ahead. You're fine.
No. So
I don't want to be that guy.
It's okay, Sean. I enjoy doing videos.
You know, by the
with
way,
you.
Thomas is like so nice.
Thank you.
I mean, he can be a
try.
real pain in the rear sometimes with his whole concept of justice and that crap.
Well,
Go ahead.
What can I say? I see injustice, and whatever. No, can't even. Whatever.
Wherever there's okay.
Yeah.
Cue the Galaxy Quest thing.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So, like for instance, the new Harlequins that just came out.
Oh, the
Really
Harlequins.
cool. They brought out some cool models for them.
They
I actually
did.
appreciate that. Here's my problem. They're really focusing on things like formations. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than being like, okay, here's a regular codex, here's your different choices, and then here's a special force org in the back. Instead, they say, okay, they've gone so far as to make it so that if you wanted to be able to play with them,
Mm-hmm.
you have to play with one of these formations. And
To make them competitive enough.
I think to even actually
Why do you have to?
even bring them somewhat, because you can't, like for instance in the regular rule book, there's a force org, okay, and then in the Harlequins book there's a force org, and you can't. I don't remember exactly how Dave was explaining it to me, but he was like, to really play these guys, you just have to bring a formation, and maybe that means that competitively
The formations are great.
The formations are great, and that's part of my problem.
Do the formations stack? Like if
I don't
formation one needs A and B and the other one needs A, B, and C, can you just bring A, B, C and get both formations?
I have no idea, and I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I read up on it, but
I don't think
because with
so.
the Harlequins, oh my gosh, you could just take and you could just have all the formations at the same time.
I am not gonna lie to you. I don't like formations. I haven't ever liked formations. Formations have
Well,
been
they're
part of
in the game now.
They're very definitely in the game now.
They're not a sideline.
That's kind of the thing. This is what I was saying to you off camera, is that
Because some of them
their
are
new
so
model-
powerful.
Well, that's their
You
model.
know?
The new Berserkers. Okay, they brought out one model for that, and they brought out a $50 book for it. And the $50 book is a repackaging of things that are already there. How long have diehard Korn fans been waiting for new Korn Berserkers? And people are like, oh, but the old Korn Berserkers, they have such posability. Yeah, but the models are like 15, 20 years old. They are old. They're really not
I
up
was
to.
putting those guys together in '99.
They're not up to par anymore. They're not up to what to where GW's models are. They are not there anymore. They were there. How long have people wished that we could have a new what's his name?
Well,
what's
you've
the
proposed
Karn.
an impossible
Karn.
situation. It takes more than 20 years to revamp the entire line. There's always going to be old drag models.
I take your point. Here's my problem. They just did this cool thing for Harlequins, new Harlequin models.
Oh, yeah.
100% new, awesome.
Oh, spoiled.
But if you look at the way that old Harlequins were, yeah, there was only 6 or 7 of them. But they were better. They were still better
In the game?
posing
What?
and model-wise
No.
than the Korn Berserkers are.
Oh, then the Berserkers. There you
Yes.
go. Okay.
Yes, not the new stuff. The new stuff's amazing.
Oh,
and
it
I'm
is.
totally great. But
Yeah, I
right
can't
after
wait.
they bring out these Harlequins, what do they bring out? A new repackaged
Right.
old Korn Berserkers. And you know what they're trying to do? All they're trying to do with this is just sell their crappy old IP because they're using the rules that they don't even like and want to have to sell more models. That's what those formations are. That whole book is just going to be like, here's the same stuff that we already had. We didn't add anything new except for this bloodthirster who can take different weapon options. But if you bring them in this formation, they have this power.
Right.
That's what they did. That's that whole book. I guarantee you, that's $50 worth of that book.
You're drifting, buddy.
Sorry,
It's okay.
I move around.
He's passionate
I am passionate
about his view, and everyone must understand it.
I do. I crusade. Like you give
He
me.
is.
He's
He's a crusader, but not obnoxious.
Oh, I appreciate
I've
that.
never had the feeling like you were like overbearing about it or
Right.
opinionated.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope I'm opinionated, but like passionate about my
Well,
opinion.
opinionated is pejorative.
Oh, okay.
Like it's never good to be opinionated.
Okay.
I don't think.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I've only heard it as like a bad thing.
All right.
A negative thing. But
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well,
I am. Yeah. No. I do. I had a friend who was mad at me. He said to me, he was like, "You always have to change people's minds." And I'm like, I could see why you say that. But anyway, yeah, I'm passionate about what I care about.
impossible task.
That frustrates me that they're on the one hand, GW Games Workshop. Sorry, on the one hand, Games Workshop wants to not be a game company, not make rules for their game. Just wants to make mounts models, but on
they're
the
doing
other hand,
it and not well.
Yeah, they're doing it not well to sell miniatures. That's what's frustrating. From somebody who loves it, who's a total fan.
It's true.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, you have to do the game justice, and come out with something balanced. Because it's the deed is done.
Yeah.
Because it used to be you got your book, and that was it. There were no allies. It was like kind of the big choice that you made was what army you're gonna play, and that's what you got.
Yep.
And and then Forge World was optional, so nobody played Forge World because it was kind of like gamer nerds love to run things by the book.
They didn't.
But now they've changed the book to be kind of this giant hodgepodge you can't learn. But I like it. It gives it more of a role player-esque, the universe is vast kind of feel. But that's incongruent when you start getting into the tournament scene.
Oh yeah, well,
and making a game that matters.
If they well here and I don't even care about.
I always get shot in gunfights with my little knife.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, look at the army that I just picked as like my next thing I'm gonna do. Harlequins, and let me tell you,
they're pretty good at getting close. I played against them the other night.
Well, okay. Here's my theory. You tell me what you think. Okay, because in the game, it's effective and competitive to have these alpha strike units that can absolutely, they are like, whoops, hold on. They are like guaranteed to kill whatever they shoot at the turn they arrive. The Centurions, the drop pod, what else is there? Is there anything else like that?
There's lots of alpha strikey or Death Star type units.
Right. Oh, the Tau thing where they come down unerringly and just blow crap up.
Right.
Okay, so I was thinking, is it possible to make a Harlequin troop unit, even if it were like really expensive, that would pretty much guarantee blow something up if it got in? So I'm thinking this, because they can change their pistol for a fusion pistol.
Right.
15 points.
Yep.
They cost 15. Fusion pistols 15. Harlequin's Embrace. Which is insane.
On the chart.
Absolutely.
D3 strength 6.
I now have a quest to charge one of Rick's orc units with 6 of those guys that all have that.
And just wipe them out.
And do 12 impact hits at strength 6.
It's D6. It's D3.
D3, right. But on average, it's 2.
Okay.
So the 6 guys are going to have 12 strength 6 hits that are going to be 2 ups to wound, 10 wounds. Now make your saves.
Right.
And now I'll do my regular attacks. Awesome.
Yeah,
that might even be overkill.
Before they swing.
Yeah, but they only get it if they charge.
Yeah, they only get it, but you're going to get the charge because you can run.
Oh, yeah.
Rising Crescendo allows you to start running before you charge. Starting on turn 2. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. The thing that I saw, that army is very elf strike, very first strike.
Yeah.
But the problem that they have is that
they can't take a punch.
They can't really take a punch.
No way. No way. I've been looking for something to make them more durable. And I can't think of it.
You know what you have to do is you have to they're meant to be an allied.
Maneuver around.
They're meant to be an allied codex.
Yeah.
You put them in with Eldar or Dark Eldar.
Well, right now I have a client. Oh, please help me with this. I have a client who wants a 1750 list. Mm-hmm. This is already a done deal. It's not a maybe. And he wants Harlequins in it. It's kind of like the core, but with Eldar and Dark Eldar in there.
Okay.
And I got to figure out what to put into this list.
Okay.
So I'm inviting you fans to give me suggestions.
Really easy, nasty
I want it
stuff.
To be...
Get yourself I'd put Eldar. Put a Farseer in there for sure, because that Farseer can give some of those other Harlequin units. Get one of those Harlequin units of bikes. Those things are pretty brutal.
The Star Weavers?
The Star Weavers.
No, I'm sorry, Sky Weavers.
The Sky Weavers, the 2 wound bike guys.
Really? They're 50 points each, man.
Yeah, but the weapons options, the different weapon options you can give them. No, I think you were thinking about something else. I'm talking about like the jet bikes. They're 2 wounded jet bike guys.
Yeah, that's the Sky Weavers. They are 50 points per model.
They're pretty good.
Are they? Okay. Yeah. Well, they have the Star Bolas. Which is a one-shot.
You switch them out for the sweepy thingy. The
Zephyr Glaive.
The Zephyr Glaive.
That's a +1 strength power weapon.
AP2 power weapon, I think.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Yeah, on the turn it charges, it gets
Yeah,
a bonus.
it's a lance. It's like
it's
a
like
lance.
one better for each thing.
Yeah, well, they have hit and run,
Okay.
so you're always going to do that.
Oh, right. Yeah, the hit and run. Man.
Um,
Well, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So
I don't know. They're very Crystal Hammer. I played them with salamanders.
Crystal
the other-
hammer. That's a superior breed of glass hammer. The crystal hammers are just like, please, go ahead.
The idea is that
This is actually good.
You swing.
And by the way, he
and
didn't
hit
get out of
something.
it because he was like, "Oh, Sean, I can't do the things. Paul's waiting for me." And then Paul's like, "Well, I'm off to get fast food." Awesome. You're mine.
All right. Well, you bought me the Mountain Dew, so what do I care,
I
right?
did. That's right. Gotta grease that palm a little
Right.
bit.
I appreciate that. No. I think that you should put a Farseer for sure. I think you should get some solid units like the Walker type guys or the Ghost.
The
dudes.
Wraith Guards?
Wraith Guard.
What?
Yeah, because you want something tough. Yeah, you want something tough.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me throw this. Okay, thank you very much. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so a while back, I actually had a Dark Eldar army.
Okay.
This is in like 2012. Valhalla.
Lots of Shadow Weavers, by the way.
It
Make sure you
was-
put like two or three Shadow
Shadow Weavers.
Yes.
The support things.
Weavers.
The heavy Night Spinners, the tank.
No. I'm talking about
Shadow Seers.
those things.
Yeah, that gives Veil of Tears.
Yeah.
Is that why I'm taking those?
Yeah, the Veiled
Well,
Tears is
they've
pretty
got
good.
3 heroes, 60 points, 60 points, 140 points.
Well, you want
So
to
they've
bring
got, like,
one of the
2 chief
140
ones.
point guy.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Okay. There
You know what he does, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's brutal.
Oh, I've been
I
reading.
bring him once.
Okay, so this Dark Eldar army is called the Shiv.
This is why you bring some of those Wraith Guard, okay?
Yeah.
Because you can make guys come towards you, which makes those Wraith Guard like, oh, I can get in close combat now.
Oh, okay.
Or
There's some synergy there.
there could be some synergy there, right? Because they have to come closer to you.
Yeah.
Like how it works is that if you shoot them with the Death Jester and with the Shrieker cannon,
Oh, right.
and they wound it, they
That's
cause at least
awesome.
one wound. It's a morale test at
-2.
-2, and then they have to fall back the direction you choose.
Oh, and if I may, it's not a morale check or a panic check. It's a leadership test that they take. The way that it's worded is very specific. If they take a wound, they take a leadership test as if they had suffered 25% casualties.
Okay.
Anyway, look it up. It's phrased a certain way.
Probably
It's
to get around
interesting.
stubborn.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it gets past
This-
and they shall know no fear.
Oh well, yeah, it does. Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh,
And they shall know no fear doesn't change you. You still have to take morale tests.
Do you take
normally.
fear tests?
No, you're immune to fear.
Oh, okay. Because then that would be a lame title for that power.
Right, it really would be.
And they shall know no fear. Take your fear test.
And they shall know no fear is pretty
Oh,
much
you're
the best
knowing
special
fear.
rule in the game.
Is it really?
It is. It's
Okay.
it's ridiculous.
Well, that's good. Well, Space
It's
Marines
not-
should have
it's not
If they
one
publish a lame Space Marines book and people don't play them because they're no good, that's it.
Angels.
Okay, awesome.
If you want,
Yeah,
if
I'm
you-
getting
it's
enlightened.
first book of 6th edition, the brand new edition. Supposed to be amazing, great stuff. I guess it was second book, right? Chaos Space Marines came out first, even worse. And what happens? They're just terrible.
Really?
Like, I mean-
yeah, you don't see them.
You get they're you know why you could play them is because you either have you play either a mixed wing, which is half Terminators, half bikes,
Right.
or you see somebody bringing the banner of devastation.
Right.
That's how those guys end up
Yeah.
played. They're totally already like pigeonholed
Right.
after. I mean the codex, yeah, and otherwise the codex is completely lame in comparison to the other ones. You look at the Space Wolves.
Space Wolves are doing good.
They're brutal, dude. They're brutal. I mean, they were still really good. Their 5th edition codex was still very playable. And then they were like, okay, well, we blended some other codexes, but hey, you're Space Wolves, and they're amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
I interrupted you a couple times.
No,
You
yeah.
were talking about
no,
your
this is
Eldar
good.
from
Now I know
Dark
what it's
Eldar.
like to be around me. Okay, so, yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So the Shiv,
The Shiv.
was and I loved playing this. I actually, at Valhalla, I beat this really competitive player. He was like surprised. And he actually ended up buying the army for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
So the Shiv was 6 units of warriors and venoms,
okay.
max blasters.
Okay.
So the Cyberite had a blaster pistol, one guy had a blaster. Then 3 units of Trueborn, venoms, and again, 4 blasters per unit.
Okay.
So now you had, oh my God, even though they were weak, like you'd look, because I look at the Harlequin book and I'm just like, these guys are just going to get blown up for no apparent reason. No, because if there's a lot of them, then, and it's that alpha strike thing.
Yeah.
It's like if 8 blaster shots, 24 venom cannon shots, 6, 6, 6, 6, right? I mean, it's so versatile. With those 9 venoms, and then there's other stuff like on top of that.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I'm kind of thinking the same thing for my Harlequins.
The Harlequins are not cheap. They're not cheap.
Well, if I may,
go ahead.
The Trueborns are, because I was like comparing those, the Trueborns are 12 points each. So 12 versus 15 for the Harlequins.
Yeah, but you're talking about putting in pistols, right?
Yeah,
Rather
but
than
that's the
blaster.
same. The blaster and the pistol are the same cost, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but a blaster's 18 inches and a pistol's 6.
Yes, there's the dilemma right there. Thank you. Yeah, the obvious. I'm glad he said the obvious thing. So that's where I'm like, I'm just going to have to try it. Because
Okay.
the fusion pistol, even though it's only 6 inches, is also Melta. You got to get literally within 3 inches to use the Melta.
This is what I suggest then. I suggest that you say, okay, I'm not going to run it. Rather than mining it, running minimum size and their vehicle, run big groups. Run big groups of them.
And that's exactly what I was thinking.
With Shadow Weavers.
Yeah.
Or Shadow Seers, sorry. With Shadow Seers, so that they all have a Veil of Tears. So then it doesn't matter how close.
Will it affect the transport if he's in the transport?
No, I'm saying you're gonna no transports.
Oh, no transports.
You're gonna run as big a unit as you possibly can fit. However many guys. I don't even know how big the troop can get. Is it 5 guys in the troop leader?
I don't know. My book's out in the thing. I think you can get to 10.
Okay, so if you get to 10, you're going to make units of 10 of them. You're going to put the Shadow Seer in there, because the Shadow Seer can only affect his own unit with that spell. Then you're going to put in some
for those of you that don't know,
cannon guys. So that,
that's clever to manipulate.
Because they're going to shoot and you're going to make them come to you, and then it won't help you with the fusion blaster, but it will mean that you can charge them afterwards.
Huh. All foot Harlequins. That's interesting. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm really fascinated by the Harlequin.
You know what you could do? This is how you do that guy who wants a 1750 point list.
Yeah. Okay.
You do that, and then you ally them with Dark Eldar, and you have a homunculus because the homunculus